Dave from the Redneck Garage. Well, it was pretty chilly this morning, so I'm having to wear my Milwaukee jacket. Didn't have to turn on the electric heating elements. I'm working on Devin's Jeep this morning for just a little bit. If you want to follow the whole playlist, it's going to be right here. Trying to get some body work done before we can shoot some paint, get it in primer. Along the bottom, I can tell that this Jeep has had a substantial amount of Bondo work done on it. We're just going to clean it, treat it with some Eastwood products, put some more Bondo on it, get it smooth, and paint this thing. Let's take a look at where we're at. The front really doesn't look too bad at all. The fenders, just a little bit more sanding, they're ready to prime. Down at the bottom, along that bottom rocker, you can see that I took a grinder and ground out most of the junk on it. And we're going to treat it with some Eastwood rust protectant. There was a couple little spots in the back on this side. Not too awful bad, a couple little almost rust throughs. I don't have the time to do a lot of metal patching, anything like that. We're just going to go back over it after we treat it with rust protection from Eastwood. And we're going to just Bondo that section there. It'll be better than it is. Over on the driver's side, I got a few spots that I need to do too. But overall, it's not too awful bad. It's not completely eaten up. It will need attention somewhere down the road, or put some guards over it to cover it up. So that's where I'm kind of at today. First thing I'm going to use is some rust converter from Eastwood, just on the spots where it's gotten pretty rusty, and we'll go from there. Obviously there was issues before because of the Bondo, and we're just going to spray this on. It'll turn black. I want to get it on there really well. I'll spray up underneath also. Where the seam meets, and we're going to let it rip, Tater Chip. Overall, the floor pans in this Jeep aren't really too bad. You know, you got a little bit of surface rust here. Devin's kept it in a garage for most of the time he's had it. You can see in that back corner that there's a hole right there where the box meets behind the back seat, and that's just going to stay that way because we don't have time to fix any of that. Probably put a piece of sheet metal or something over it when we put the bed liner in, but it's got a little bit of damage that isn't going to get fixed right now. Now that I've got the Eastwood rust preventative on it, I'm going to go ahead and slap some Bondo on this thing so we can get the body work done, so we can get this thing in paint. When you're mixing up your Bondo and you've got a couple sides to do, don't mix up too much because you're never going to get it all on before it starts hardening up. And even though it's kind of girly, I would wear gloves because this stuff didn't come off your hands that easy. You know what I'm saying. Once you get your Bondo and your hardener in, you're just going to knead it like cake dough. Then you're ready to put it on. Alright, I slapped some Bondo on this pig, and we're going to hit it with some probably 80 grit. I'm not going to go too crazy with the air file. See where there'll probably be a couple little low spots, fill those in, sand it, prime the crap out of it, and we're going to shoot it. But it had some previous damage that had Bondo in it, and you can pretty much bet that the rust is going to come back in those bottom panels. I'm going to treat the inside with some anti-rust, but you know, at some point you can see right here, I'll have to put a little more Bondo in there. At some point that rust is going to come back unless you do some metal work. But this, you know, I don't have time to do any of that. So we're going to let it harden up good, and then I'm going to hit it with the air file, see where we're at. Should be getting a lot closer to being able to put paint on it. Okay, this side's starting to come out pretty well. Not that many high, low spots here. Need a little more sanding, but this one's all right. The driver's side is the absolute roughest side, and I've had to take a hammer and tap those spots back in along the bottom here and here, where there was actually really pronounced coming out pretty far, and then right here there was a high spot. So I've knocked those back in. We'll put another coat of Bondo on it. We should be able to just do one more fill coat across the front of it and let it rip. At some point this whole piece will need to be replaced across the bottom because it's getting eaten out pretty good, but right now we're just trying to get it done. All right. right, that's going to be about it for today. Made a lot of progress on it. It looks like it's starting to drizzle a little bit of rain, so we're going to put a fork in it for today, and we're going to hit it back in the morning as far as like trying to get these sides done. Once those are done, we're in tall cotton, so keep watching. This thing's going to look pretty good. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.